Aloha, gang. Happy Aloha Monday. You want one? Okay. I think they're all happy now for 5 minutes. We'll see how long this one lasts today. Hey. It is Aloha Monday. We're off to a new week. We will see how everyone's week is going. In the meantime, hey, we got Ocean Tide in the chat. How you doing? I haven't even pulled up all my chat over on this side. Let's get that taken care of so I can. Oh, because I just opened it up. I really don't like Restream. I'm trying to get used to it, but I'm learning if you don't have the chat and Restream open from the beginning of the live, you don't get all the little comments. So I can't highlight Ocean Tide Stream. Hi. But I can pull up. Here we go. There is Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen. How you doing? Hey, I could pull up Ocean Tide's hello to Kathleen. That works. So how are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, I have been working on craft fair, getting ready for the craft fair. I've got 2 weeks until the next craft fair. And it's just been like getting all the Christmas stuff together. I actually, wait, I think I uploaded a picture. Oh, yeah, here. This is actually a bunch of stuff I have to finish sealing sometime in the next, day or two. But I've got a bunch of coasters and those little square things that you see, and some of the smaller round ones are actually mirrors. And then ornaments, bunch of ornaments up at the top. So those are all things that I have got to get sealed and up for sale sometime. And but I got 2 weeks till I think we've got the Alamo Convention Center. Hawaii Convention Center is going to be doing the Christmas sale. It's like a 3-day sale that kicks off, and then we'll do it again in December. They do it twice, so that's coming up soon. The holidays, yeah, Ocean Tide. That's the thing. Can you believe Christmas is almost here? I haven't even thought about what I'm gonna dress up as for Halloween. No idea. No idea what I'm gonna do for Halloween right now. But that is popping up pretty soon. And then you got Thanksgiving and then Christmas, and then the countdown starts all over from scratch again. If you lived in my house, that's exactly what happened. My dad would literally start a countdown every single month. He'd be like, okay, guys, we've got 321 days left till Christmas. Oh my God, it's crazy. So thank you, Ocean Tide. They're fun. They are actually a lot of fun. I've actually been working on these two. Hard to even see them right now, but these are the ones I'm working on right now. So we'll see how they go. So Siren is in the chat. How you doing, Siren? Siren and I had so much fun last week doing some recording for Robbie's video. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun with that. So, and I think Robbie enjoyed it too. When he got back to both of us, he was enjoying what we sent him. So that was good. So guys, don't forget, this week, Saturday, we've got the Q&A for Robbie's movie, followed by Robbie's movie, followed by, over at Sirens, the Sour Challenge. So we got a hell of a lot going on coming up this coming weekend. It's going to be a busy day on the tubes for some of us who are never on the tubes. Yeah, 3 lives in one day is going to be a record for me. I think it's a record for me. It ties, maybe. I don't know. We will find out. Cluck, cluck, chicken lady. How you doing, my dear? And chicken lady's got a couple new chicks, and she's having fun letting everyone name chicks again. Thea got a chick. I don't know if you announced the other person who made it. Oh, wait, you did say something about her during your video earlier. Sleuth Mom's getting to name one also. So we got chicks. Yes. So they're so cute. But the story today about the little chick that didn't make it. So cute. Poor little thing. So but okay, let's get us moving. Let me get rid of that picture right there. And that's all some of the Christmas stuff I got going. I need to start advertising. Hey, by the way, I usually do sales mostly for people here in Hawaii, but I do mail to the mainland. So if anyone is interested, just let me know. Okay. I need to update the website. It just is not happening lately. I've been too busy. So, but anyhow, case for today. You can see in this corner here, Daisy. Daisy is a 14-year-old who went missing out of Lodi, California. Um, I had not heard her case at all until this morning when I was searching around trying to figure out who I could talk about today. Um, what I'm seeing here is what the police are saying is they initially categorized this as an endangered runaway type situation. There has been some stuff with what we're hearing that you never know. We know that already. I mean, we just had a case a couple months ago where everyone was pointing directions and runaway and it wasn't. I don't know why. I'm getting a weird feeling in this one that there might be more going on in this case. We need to find her though. She disappeared from her house. She had gone out to a quilt festival with her grandmother. This was on a Friday, October 11th. So what? Week and a half ago? Hey, 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 Oscar, how you doing, my dear? Oscar is also in the video, by the way, the movie, Robbie's movie. We have Oscar in that also. So, so on Friday, October 11th, around 1:15 to 1:30 is the last anyone heard from Daisy. At the time that she disappeared, I'm still trying to track things down whether or not did she have her phone with her. I'm not seeing anything saying she had her phone or anything with her. We don't know for sure what she was wearing. We have an idea, but that has not necessarily been confirmed. Okay, in a couple different areas. The one thing we know she had with her was her kitten. I've never heard of a quilt festival either, Chicken Lady. I would love it. I mean, I've always wanted to quilt. It's been, in fact, my dad has a bunch of Aloha shirts. In fact, they're all in this closet right here next to me. And I've always wanted to make a quilt out of those Aloha shirts, and I just never have done it. Um, but yeah, that sounds like every year when we do like Made in Hawaii festival and all, we have all these Hawaiian quilts, gorgeous quilts. And they have a whole little area of the showroom where they have maybe 10 or 11 of them for show. Because these quilts will sell for $20,000, $30,000. They're super, super expensive. And also, but oh, I'd love to go to something like that for sure. So yeah, and I think that's cool. She and her grandma had spent the morning together with each other. And she had come home, and we'll kind of go through this. We're going to watch a news story about this and then one article. Um, she came home, and her mom was upstairs, I think, in the house, in the bathroom. And so her mom did not see her daughter, but heard her daughter come in, and Daisy said, "Hey, I'm going to watch some TV." And her mom says she told her, "Okay," yelled from the bathroom, "Okay, great, go ahead. Just don't answer the door or answer the phone," which kind of weird there. I am going to be honest there. Um, and then nothing else was heard from. The next thing we know is that mom hears the door open around 1:20 p.m. She comes out of the bathroom, goes down, calls out for Daisy's name, and there is no answer. She looks around the house, cannot find her. She looks around outside, all that, cannot find her. She looks inside the house, and one of the things that she does notice is missing is Daisy's cat. She has a little kitten. Let me real quickly bring up, I think I got a picture right here. Okay, you can see this kitten right here. This is a little gray kitten, brown, okay, with brown eyes. It's named Millie Bobbie Brown, after the actress from Stranger Things. And she absolutely adores this cat. She's been training this cat to walk on a leash. So what she found out is that the cat was missing, the leash was missing, and the cat's pooper scooper was missing. So that left her with the idea maybe she left to go walk with the cat or something like that and just didn't tell her mom, but that felt weird to her because she's like, she doesn't leave without telling me. Chicken lady, oh my, that would, to me, that'd be the perfect way to remember your kids when you have those quilts. My auntie makes memory quilts out of her grandchildren's different sports t-shirts or play t-shirts and all. It's just, yeah, I love watching them because they're all memories. So, hey, Lioness, how you doing, my dear? So at this point, we know BC. Welcome, 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 BC. And Daisy has left the house. She has Millie Bobbie Brown, the kitten, with her with the leash. I have not been able to track anything about cell phone. Did she have her cell phone with her or anything else? Um, we do know, yeah. That was kind of interesting to me. Ocean Tide too, that the Pooper Scooper was gone. Maybe she was the type who doesn't like, some people don't like touching anything, even if it's with gloves or paper or baggies or whatever. Yeah, I take my dogs for a walk. I have their little poop bags, and I go and I put it over my hand, pick it up, and take it inside. Yeah, that's how I do it usually. But as a teenager, maybe she had her own way of doing things, is all I could think of. As for clothes, we don't know for sure what she was wearing. We think we might know. I don't know if this has been verified. Mom again never saw her because she was in the bathroom at the time. So when Daisy came home and to the point where Daisy left, she was in the bathroom, so she never got to see her to see what she was wearing. However, when she went with her grandma to the local quilt fair, she was wearing cut-off denim shorts, a maroon colored t-shirt that had on the front the phrase, high key stupid, low key genius. So we know that's what she was wearing about 30 minutes before she disappeared, probably or so. Now, did she come home and change outfits or something like that? That's the only thing I don't know if we have any answers on. And my thought would be she's probably wearing the same outfit, to be honest. That's what my gut feeling would tell me. But police definitely know this. Um, she was listed as an at risk runaway initially. Now, there's a little bit of a confusion with stories. We're getting two different stories in this case. Um, some people are saying she didn't have runaway, she had never run away before, things like that. That Vermont, the article we're going to read states she had never really run away before, things like that. However, more people have been coming out since then saying that okay, she would leave at times and stuff, but I don't know if it necessarily runaway type level, if you understand what I mean. It's just kind of teenager type. And so was mom just kind of trying to say, you know what, we all know what happens. The moment someone is labeled a runaway, people don't focus the way they need to be focused on. They're in danger at that point, and that's all that matters is that they're in danger and we need to find them. So um so outside of that, and last little bit of information before we go into this next bit here is there was a search last week, and there's been some other searches, prayer vigils, things like that. Today, there's been some people searching, it looks like. Over the weekend, there was a coordinated search that was put together by, I think, her paternal grandparents, based off a last name. It looks like paternal grandparents who came into town, or okay, they're from out of town. They came into town, organized this search, and no, BC, if you have to ask, like I said, there's no such thing as a stupid question. And I guarantee you there's other people who've come in since, okay, I gave the answers also. So ask away if you have any questions whatsoever. See, hello, 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 Miss Seal. How you doing? Um, so over the weekend they did do a search. Her grandparents were in town for that. Her father came into town for that. Um, There are some other things with that one that have some people, well, I don't want to get into the rumor mill too much on things. However, let's get going from the search. So, what I want to do is we're going to watch a real quick video from the search itself over the weekend. So, dad, grandparents, okay, all that. And then we've got an article that we're going, actually, no, I'm going to change this around. We're going to do the article first and then the search. It just makes more sense timeline wise to do it that way. So let's do it that way instead. So let me just change this, replace this out with the story from, okay, here. So this was the first big article that was put out. It was put out on October 17th. Now, again, like we said, she has been missing since the 11th. Okay, she's been missing for a little while before this article came out. There was also some fear that she may have gone to other locations. She could have been going to Arizona or the Bay Area, but nothing has come out of either of those. Video. I think that's what I just saw you let me. So they haven't released if they haven't. I have not heard of any video at all on her, which is strange to me. Um, I will be honest, there's some things that I'm really trying to get answers on because those answers are going to kind of clear up a lot of the questions. Okay. Not proofs of anything, but questions. Okay. If she left a neighborhood, and it's a fairly nice neighborhood, okay, and from my understanding, there were video cameras around. So she should have been seen leaving the neighborhood. But from my understanding, no one has gotten any video footage of her leaving the neighborhood, taking the cat for a walk, anything like that. And that is concerning to me. Okay, did she come out and before she could get onto a video, someone grabbed her? Okay, things like that. Yeah, exactly, BC, based off of the clothing bit also. And I will be honest with you, there's been a lot of contradicting information at times too in this case. And that's one reason why I'm kind of, it's like, okay, wait. Is that contradicting information? Is that real information? Is that people not, we know also for a fact, families, a lot of times when a loved one disappears, police are telling them, be careful about what you're saying in these cases. Okay, you don't want to hurt the case, number one, most important, more important than anything else other than finding the person. You don't want to hurt a case for the future. So you want to be careful what you're saying. But there's also the thing sometimes families are a little bit, okay, you don't want to, for example, say, oh, yeah, they've run away before, they've done this or that, because it changes people's thought process. It changes the community's response when certain comments are made. And that I think could be at play here. Not totally sure, but it could be. So let's go through this. Not seeing her on the camera is, yeah, and that's what's really worrying me here. Okay, her coming home. I'm not gonna lie, there's some comments here, and we're gonna go through this that I'm trying not to allow them to become either red flags or something that just doesn't quite make sense to me. So anyhow, let's go through this real quickly because you guys know me. I don't ever want to do something that's going to hurt a family. But at the same time, I'm looking for what needs to be shared out there. What is real that needs to be shared versus what is not real and does not need to be shared. And that's always the hard part to do. So anyhow, this is okay, this is Daisy. Daisy Eden's Bean. Okay, she's 5'5", 110 pounds, brown eyes, gorgeous brown eyes, and long brown straight hair, dark hair. Goes past her shoulders as you see there. She lives in Lodi, California, and was last seen. And even there, I'm like, last seen, because even the person who said she saw her didn't see her. So she was last seen as in quotes because she was heard. Her voice was heard according to her mom. Okay, when she came home from the quilting exposition. And yeah, I wish everyone, Lioness, I wish more people would get cameras in their neighborhood. I literally had a situation happen a few weeks ago where all of a sudden I got a call from my brother saying, "Hey, Cindy, there's someone outside. There's these two guys outside. Do you have workers coming?" And I'm like, "No." And to this day, we never figured out who they were. They were looking at our house. They were walking up and down the sides of our house and all sorts of stuff. We never would have known about that. I would have never upped my security if I hadn't had cameras. I wish more people would do cameras. So, okay. So we've got her pictures here. Those are the pictures you see up in the corner also. So a Lodi mother is hoping someone has seen her teenage daughter over the last week. Now we're talking week and a half, and could provide information as to her whereabouts. Annie Bean said her 14-year-old daughter walked out the front door of their home on Robinson Lane last Friday at about 1:15 p.m. and hasn't been heard from since. Oh yeah, Ocean Tide, it was super creepy when those two guys were at the house. I mean, I literally called other workers that I have coming over to see if they sent someone early and they did not. It was creepy. But I felt a little more secure knowing I had that video footage. It really did help me feel more secure in the end. Bean said her mother had dropped Daisy off at home after a trip to the quilt fair at Grace Point Church earlier that day. And yes, that's the thing. No one actually saw her. Mom didn't see her. Neighbor didn't see her. Okay. My understanding from everything I'm seeing here, I read one place, and I haven't verified this part, but that she lives with mom, and I'm taking it to be maternal grandparents. But haven't been able to verify that last bit of the information yet. But could make sense. I know a lot of my friends who are that way. And so no one's seeing, yes, grandma would have been the last one to have seen her as she dropped her off at the home. So that would have been honestly the last person to see her. Mom is saying she just heard her. That's all. So there is that question. Okay, where was she dropped off? At the front door? Did she walk home? A lot of questions involved there. So according to mom, I was in the bathroom, so I didn't see Daisy come in, but I called out to her, asked her if she had fun. She said yes, and that she was going to watch TV with the kitten. I told her I'd be down in a minute and not to answer the phone or open the door to anyone. Now, we're talking Monday morning quarterback. This one line there is weird to me. And I'm not saying it's a guilt or innocence bit. It literally could be mom just trying to come up with something to say. Okay, and kind of make it look like, okay, yeah, oh yeah, no, she knows she never answers the door or whatever, but not answer the phone as a 14-year-old. What worries me here is, was there something else going on that we don't know about at this point? Why would someone tell their 14-year-old child not to answer the door or the phone? That's not, yeah, that's something you might say to a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old, but not a 14-year-old. Okay, maybe the door bit, fine. But the phone? So was there something else going on? We're being told that this is a at-risk runaway, but was there something else going on that we don't know about that led mom to be like, don't answer the phone, don't answer the door, please. Okay, don't do that, Daisy. Okay. That's why that is so concerning to me. Then at about 1:20 p.m., Bean said she heard the front door open and close. She went downstairs, called for Daisy, did not get a response. Yes, dad is in the picture. In fact, dad and paternal grandparents actually organized a search over the weekend. And sorry, mom. Okay, nice. Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. And yeah, so was someone bothering mom? Is there something going on that would worry mom, and from there worry her about what could happen to her daughter? But BC, yes, dad is around. Dad actually, the video we're going to watch coming up next is from the search. And that search is was attended by dad and paternal grandparents. I am hearing mom did not attend the search. Now, that could be because she had other things going on at the time. We can't read into that. Okay. Yes, we have our own gut feelings, what would happen on searches and all, but we don't know if maybe she was in with being talked to by the police. Maybe she had work that day. Maybe she, who knows? We don't know. Um, that's the other thing. The time frames here aren't making a lot of sense either. And that's why I'm saying we're getting so much different information and nothing's really clicking from one thing to the other. Okay. We're being told up here that, okay, she walked out the front door. So what time did she actually get home? Because we're being told she left the house at 1:15, but a few minutes later it's 1:20. Yet in another video I heard it was 1:30. So now I will be honest though, guys, you know what? Sometimes you don't really catch the exact times either. Okay, I'm going to play all of the different sides because we have to realize there could be many different things going on right now. Okay, Seal, I have more questions. Yeah, and that's, I do too. And not to point fingers or anything, just to get to know what happened to this 14-year-old so we know exactly where we need to be looking. Where do we need to be sharing her poster? Okay, what do people need to be looking for? That's important. Um, so this continued on with here that let's see, she did not get, okay. So after not getting a response, she checked her parents' room. So she does live with her grandparents, okay, maternal grandparents, where Daisy would sometimes hang out, be. She wasn't there. Then she checked the backyard. Daisy was nowhere to be found. It's rare, quote, it's rare she doesn't hear me call her name, Bean said. Quote, I thought she just couldn't hear me. She just literally walked out the front door with the kitten. Bean said Daisy had been training her new gray and black striped kitten, Millie Bobbie Brown, named after the Stranger Things star, to walk on a leash in recent weeks. And this is the most adorable little kitten. Let me see real quick. I think I got a picture of the kitten here somewhere. Right there. I mean, it's a cute little kitten, adorable little kitten. And also, let me pull this back up real quickly. Okay, got it. And where did grandma go after she dropped her off? Another question. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. And that's why I'm saying maybe mom was talking with the police and sharing more information at the time of the search. Okay, but there's a hell of a lot of questions going. And part of that does come to the fact that, you know what, when someone goes missing, the focus is finding them. Okay, as long as the police have all the facts that they need, that's the important part. We're sharing the rest of this. I'm hoping the police are getting to the bottom of all these questions, though, because they are questions I'd be asking. And one second, I got a puppy who wants back up with me. Okie dokies. She doesn't ever leave the house without me, Bean said. This was unusual. It was very alarming, so I immediately called the police. So, according to her, the moment she disappeared, she called the police. Didn't call, it doesn't sound like she called friends, okay, Daisy's friends or anything else like that. She just automatically called the police at that point, from what I'm reading. Daisy does not have a boyfriend, but she does have friends. However, they do not come over unannounced, and she is never allowed to just walk out the door with them without permission. When Daisy does leave the house with friends, she always checks in with her mom about her whereabouts, Bean said. She's very much a home buddy. She's an introvert, but she loves people and can carry on a conversation with an adult wonderfully. The family lives in a quiet and safe neighborhood. Bean said, but admitted Daisy has drawn some unwanted attention from people. What unwanted? Again, unwanted attention. Told not to answer her phone if a phone call comes in. She disappears so quickly with things like this. What else was going? No video footage outside. All of these are questions that could tell police what direction they need to be heading in at this point. Complete strangers have come up to me and said that there's something special about her. She's got good qualities and she's just beautiful. One thing I do have to say is, at least from this, and this is not, I did not find any interviews visual interviews. All the interviews I did see were article like this. So I can't really look at body or anything like that. However, she is definitely talking on a positive level about her child, which is good. Bean describes her daughter as bright, friendly, resourceful, and personable. She loves animals and is very committed to people. She even said, though some neighbors have cameras on their homes, it appears that Daisy was not seen leaving the area. Huge concern of mine. How? How do you get out of the neighborhood without being seen? Unless you jump into a car in an area where you cannot be seen. Daisy stands 5'5", weighs 110 pounds, has brown eyes, long, straight, dark hair past her shoulders. She wore cut-off denim shorts and a maroon-colored T-shirt with the phrase "high key, stupid, low-key genius" on the front to the quilt fair last Friday. Bean did not know if Daisy was wearing that when she left the house. Now, I would think, and this is what does concern me a little bit here, she should know that by then. This was literally 6 days after she disappeared. If you know what she was wearing at that time, looking in the house, looking through dirty clothes, things like that, hopefully they've gone and done that step to find out, is that outfit missing at this point? Or is that there and there's something else that might be missing? Because again, that's going to tell us what we're looking for. Quote, "I want her to know that we love her and that we just want her to come back home," Bean said. "She's so precious and adored. There's just so much concern from strangers and from people who love her. I'm really hoping people keep their eyes out. She could be anywhere. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to call the Lodi Police Department office, Brian Fenn, at 209-333-6727. And so that article came out on the 17th, so 6 days after her disappearance. Today is October 21st. We've had a bunch of time go since then. I have not been able to get answers as to, did she have her cell phone on her? Did she have anything else? Again, all we're being told that she disappeared with was the cat, the leash, and the pooper scooper for the cat. That's it. And yes, there's the pooper scooper things like that, but that could also just be, like I said, some kids just don't like to come even close to touching things. So we have that. Just before I go on to the article, I wanted to pull up a couple of these other photos to show you guys. So this is her and the cat. And yes, she does attend school. She does attend school. In fact, that's been one of the things that kind of got my attention initially, is that I've seen people say that her friends from school, her disappearing was not a big surprise. Now, it wasn't out of the norm. What does that mean? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. But it is interesting. That's why I'm like, we're getting different stories here. And of course, I also know a lot of the stuff we're going to read on the internet is total fake. And we got to be alert to that. But we do know she does go to school. She's very involved. They were at church. Okay, that's where the quilt was done. So yeah, there's a lot of questions with this right now. And like I said, if she's a runaway, the danger is a young, gorgeous girl like this is in danger if she's run away at this point. Okay, there are people out there who are not thinking well. Now, I did read in one place that there was a note found, but I'm not seeing this in the article or anything. But that does fit in with the point where the police said that they saw some stuff that said that she could have been traveling to Arizona and or the Bay Area. And yeah, there's a lot of weird, and you never know. Okay, with that, is it stress when a parent gives an interview? Is it stress that leads to weird comments? Okay, just trying to make sure they put, because I can understand if I had a child of mine who maybe had run away even just once before, and then they disappear. Okay, I don't want people to just automatically presume things. So I'm going to try to color her or him in the best light possible. And but there are definitely, Crystal, by the way, hey Crystal, and thank you so much for this, my dear. Because right now I think, well, we'll see with this article. Let me get to this article because I'm not sure if the Arizona thing is tied with a family member, because she does have family who live out of state, a sister who lives out of state. So I want to check before I say anything if that's connected to the Arizona bit. So these are some pictures, full body pictures of her. So if you guys are seeing her, you kind of have an idea from behind, or even that day. If someone saw her, has some ideas, they know what they can report. So let me go back to this real quickly and change us to the video real quick. So now what happened here is I don't see much of anything from the point where that article came out, okay, 6 days after her disappearance, until this past weekend. Not much was happening in this case. There wasn't a lot. There's no Facebook groups out there. There's no people talking and inundating social media about her. None of that stuff was happening or anything like that. However, at some point, her family, and it looks like her paternal side of the family, went into action and decided we need coordinated search parties going on here. We need to do stuff. We need to poster things up everywhere, all of that. So they got putting together the search. The search happened, I think it was over the weekend. And let's see, there was a prayer vigil, just to show you here, at 7 p.m. at the Lodi First Baptist Church. And then they had a actual search for her. And BC is saying, have they lived in other areas? That I haven't been able to get an answer on. So I'm not sure. It does look like mom and dad have probably separated. So the question comes, did she and her mom live with dad where dad lives? And then they moved home to live with grandma and grandpa. She's gorgeous, Crystal. She's absolutely beautiful. And that is truly what is scaring me right now. Okay, truly scaring. So anyhow, let's get going on this. Sorry, I forgot to hit a thumbs up on that one. So this was from the news over the weekend. And this is connected in with the search itself.
And we start tonight with a desperate search. It's been over a week now since family, friends, or law enforcement have heard from a 14-year-old girl in Lodi. She's considered at risk and missing. And today, the community came together to help look for the teen. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras was there and has the latest from Lodi.
Lodi's Kadzakian Park is normally where kids play. And on Sunday, Jay Bean's 14-year-old daughter, Daisy, would normally
be out riding her horse and doing trail riding somewhere right now.
But at this park Sunday,
knock on doors if you're comfortable with doing that, just anything you can.
And for the past 8 days,
somebody's got to know.
Nothing has been normal.
The last days have been a nightmare. I don't know how to explain how hard it is to not know where your children are.
According to family, 14-year-old Daisy Bean was last seen walking away from her mom's Lodi home with her pet cat. That was just after noon on October 11th. Lodi police say she is at risk and could be traveling to the Bay Area or Arizona, but family members say both of those areas have already been checked.
My middle daughter lives in Arizona, and she is not.
So that answers that. I thought I had heard that somewhere, but I wasn't sure where it was that I had heard it to verify it. So that's where the Arizona side pops up with the story of the note. The Bay Area side, I'm not too sure. Does she have friends in the Bay Area? Things on that level, not too sure on that. Lodi is California. Need to pull it up on the calendar to be map, to be honest. But this is Dad, and they all came down. I'm thinking honestly that when, and I don't know when the separation occurred or whatever, that she and her mom probably moved in with her maternal grandparents. But I'm not sure, does the whole family where they live or anything else.
Not heard anything from her, so there's no whereabouts of where she would have gone there, so we're really at a loss.
Also at a loss for words.
You can take a few.
To see more than 50 people volunteer to help find his daughter.
We just went door to door over in the Woodbridge community, because if one of my babies were missing, I would want the community to come together for them.
It's a very emotional day. Just want to be out here to support the family.
The support?
Paul's right there to let you know. I did just pull up Lodi. It looks like is pretty much to the east of San Francisco. So that might make more sense as to why they think she could have gone towards, San Fran. Maybe the thought is she went in towards the city, something on that level, which is extremely scary if that is what she did. Yeah, her mama says she has friends, but never leaves with them. Exactly, Christola. And okay.
Goes a long way. Daisy's grandparents driving nearly 5 hours from Southern California to help coordinate the search.
We just pray and hope that somebody out there has seen her.
Because when unusual replaces normal, hope and faith can replace fear.
Everybody's praying, keeping her in thought. If you're out there, honey, just call me.
Aside from just volunteering their
Guys, this is one family has faith. Faith is what gives you strength in times like this. I was talking to Christola, in fact, about faith and the missing. Caleb's family, faith was the cornerstone of what got them through a lot of that. I suspect that's what's happening in this time also. I know Christola and I talk about faith quite often. Christola has an amazing website, her YouTube channel has on her community tab a Bible verse pretty much every day. Christola, do you mind putting your channel in there in case anyone else, because I actually use that for myself. I'll go to her channel every day to kind of see what is the verse of the day, because faith does help. So sorry about that. I wanted to say something about faith, seeing him hit his knees there. That gets you right there.
time, many community members came out today just to offer prayers, to say they're praying for the family, praying for the teen's safe return. And that's exactly what will be happening here tonight right behind me at First Baptist Church in Lodi, with a prayer vigil expected to get underway around 7 o'clock. In Lodi, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Thank you, Gabriel.
You know what? I think the static might be the dogs and Crisp, because that was happening right at the same time as the dogs went ballistic. So I'm wondering if, okay, they just did some updates recently on Crisp, and I'm wondering if Crisp is giving us issues. I'll have to check. I'm also going to unplug my mic and see what happens after too. So here we go.
And family members say that they hope to find the teen soon. They will also host another search party soon if needed. Anyone who sees her or who has information is asked to call the Lodi Police Department.
So that's pretty much where we are in her case. That's literally all we know. at this point. Let me pull up some of the pictures and stuff like that of her. Um, oh, that's an idea. Whether it could be some of my bracelets and all. Usually they're down, but it's possible with that too. So I need to take a look at. That's been something new. It's just been recent that the microphone's been giving me issues. So I've got to figure out if it's that or crisp or something else popping in. So good question. So and yeah, as Christola just said, twice actually, twice a day she posts. So if you're like me and just having that time that you can go and concentrate on a Bible verse or just spend some time in prayer or whatever. Okay, prayer is strong. Prayer is powerful. But yeah, Christola, please, thank you. Yeah, okay, I don't know if you did get to share it or not, but if you can, please share your channel. And also, you were hearing it today with Sleuth off. Okay, it might be Crisp then. I noticed today we had an update on Crisp, and we did a little while ago. So I wonder if I'm beginning to think Crisp is giving us. If you guys had any idea what it sounded like in my house without Crisp, you could not hear a thing. I've got my mom because she's hard of hearing. TV is like loud in that room. And then I get the dogs going crazy. And oh my God, sometimes it takes every bit of me just to focus on what I'm saying. And I'm like, please don't lose track. That's usually why I lose track of what it is I'm saying. And also, that's interesting to know. Thank you, BC, for sharing that. So, Lioness, off subject. How is Lahaina doing at rebuilding? Was everyone found accounted for? They are doing well on rebuilding. And no problem. We kind of got through. I'll kind of revisit right at the end on all this. So thank you for waiting towards the end to bring that up. Lahaina, they think they came up with what caused the fire. They're calling it a reignition. And Addie, life with is she? I am so sorry. I'm sorry. It's got to be scary. It's really got to be scary. And I'm hoping they find her soon. If there's anything, Addie, that you can think of that we can help with, because I know we're all from different areas of the country and stuff like that. So sometimes it's hard. But if it's sharing new posters, sharing new times of when someone, okay, is there going to be a new search? Is there going to be a GoFundMe for reward money? Things like that. Please let us know. Please let us know. And because in the end, that's what matters is finding her. We've got to find her. Yes, there's questions, there's red flags, there's all those things that we worry about, but we worry about those because we want to make sure that she can be found. She's gorgeous. And you can see sometimes with people, you can look in their eyes and see something about them. You can see the smile. You can see, okay, if there's something else there. And she definitely seems extremely sweet, caring, and loving. That's one thing that I saw with it. And then the cat business. That I don't know if you know how old that cat is. I've been looking at the cat. It's absolutely. And to answer, let's see, who was it? Lioness was asking about Lahaina. Oh, you've been wondering also, Cat Mama? And what? Oh, you had a verticrisis. Oh, that would be a problem. We don't need the wrong size nursing bra for your. Yeah. By the way, we're keeping your fingers crossed. And yeah, definitely. Actually, if we can share out, if anyone wants, I'd love to get that Discord a little more active again. Lahaina, for those of you who don't know, I live in Hawaii, on Oahu, actually. So when there was the Lahaina fire last year, we were doing a lot of covering it here. So what they think happened is that there was a fire. We were in the middle of a very, very dry, windy period. And we get fires often when that happens. In fact, they've had to change a lot of disaster plans since then, and they actually evacuate people now immediately. And I understand, Addie, no problem. And sometimes I know some people, okay, we're allowed to have, or some of us just decide, hey, Discord, not the place for me. And also, no problem at all. So we are on Facebook though, if you ever do anything, but just you can always email me if you have anything that I can do to help. Okay, the localmylife@gmail.com, because if we can help get the word out any other way, please let us help. So with that, yeah, they've done evacuations since then. We've had fires start coming towards areas, even on Maui again, and they had to evacuate whole areas. It's something that happens regularly with us. So what they think happened is there was a fire that morning, if you remember, and that fire had pretty much gone. They had fought it and it was gone. And then all of a sudden it reignited itself. And it'll happen sometimes when we have a spark that's not completely out, and then it resparks itself, is what happened there. We are having rebuilding occur. A lot of things with just trying to keep Lahaina. Okay, bring back a lot of the old standbys. The banyan tree is doing really well, believe it or not. The banyan tree is doing really, really well. But it's going to take a while. It's still going to take a while. I will be honest with you. It's going to be it's not ever going to be what it was before. It's like the poor people right now because of Hurricane Helene. That area is never going to be the same ever again, no matter what. And that's what's sad about it. People's whole lives got. A lot of people did leave. Other people, okay, moved to other areas of the island, because you still have to clean up. What was left from the fire has left a lot of hazardous materials too that have to be cleaned up. And that's part of the problem there, is they've got to go in there because, for example, electric cars, and Hawaii has a lot of electric cars, leave, okay, a lot of certain chemicals out there that leach out during the fire and stuff. So hope that helps answer some of your questions at least. And maybe sometime I can do a updated live on that and kind of show you the newest, what's been going on and all. Maybe I'll focus on something like that in the future. So yeah, no problem, Lioness. So, but yeah, back with, let me keep showing some of these other pictures. Okay, this is Daisy. Okay, definitely. I will be honest with you, Chris. Some people have approached me with some new information that they're saying about Lahaina and stuff that is not true. I've been able to verify that it's not true. You guys, one of the things I always do for myself is this, is I always read and reread and research. And that's why even in a case like this, okay, with Daisy, we're talking about Daisy, and yes, there's red flags and there's things we're like, why don't we have more of an answer on this or whatever? But you have to try to you can't plug in the real truth, okay, without verifying the truth. Okay, and my biggest concern right now with her is the fact that whether something happened, okay, I know a lot of us were talking a few minutes ago, okay, did she come home? What happened after that? Okay, was there someone who was calling the house and the family was worried about that? And that's why mom made the comment about don't answer the phone or things like that. Did she get dropped off a couple blocks from the house or something? And okay, who knows? All those questions and everything. What comes down in the end is we have a 14-year-old who is missing. She's been missing since the 11th. Today's the 21st. Okay, we just went through our second weekend with her missing. Family is trying to get the word out. If it is a runaway type situation, we know how dangerous it is for runaways. Yep, there's a reason why it's called circumstantial evidence. Exactly, and we have to realize there's a difference between truth and between us thinking things. We can always think about things, but that doesn't make it true. It just makes it a red flag. That's it. And what matters is anyone who is in California, anyone who is, okay, in any of the areas, San Francisco area, anyone Arizona, like they said, they thought maybe she had gone towards Arizona. Okay. And they've checked in Arizona with her sister and all that, and that she's not there. But if she had left the house and was going to Arizona, could something have happened between point A and point B? Those are the things that are scary. Those are the things that we need to get answers on. And that's why getting her photo out there more is important. This is why we need to get the larger groups like a Nancy Grace, like News Nation, things like that, covering her, because we're talking the West Coast. It's a large area. And those are just two areas they're pointing at. What if she went towards Vegas? Okay, there's so many possibilities, and we know that trafficking is a huge issue in those locations. Okay, you got it. Nope, girl, I know it. And I have to remind myself all the time. I do have to remind myself. How many times do we get ourselves doing red flags and we got to step back and say, okay, guys, okay, red flag, not fact, okay, but enough red flags, and yes, they build. They build over time. I think right now, hopefully, the police are looking at all those questions that we're coming up with. They don't owe us the answer. We are not owed any answer to those questions. Okay, she is owed the answer to those questions, not us. So hopefully the police are doing that, and I trust they are. I trust they are. It does sound like the family feels fairly comfortable with what the police are doing. It's kind of like with Misha. By the way, just to let you guys know, Misha's case here in Hawaii, for those of you who don't know Misha actually was a young woman pregnant here in Hawaii and military wife. Her husband actually is in jail at this point. They suspect she was killed by him. He is not cooperating whatsoever. What they are thinking is going in that case. We thought Dole Plantation. In fact, I covered about Dole Plantation. And if anyone, tourists or whatever, had been in the Dole Plantation area over certain days, to please let the police know. They have come out and said the Dole Plantation area is not an area of concern anymore. So we still don't know where she is. We still don't know where she and baby Armani are. And so we'll have to find out. If she was traveling somewhere, yeah, and Addie, that's a good point there. She's 14 years old. She's not driving a car herself. Okay. Does she know? Do we know? Does she know how to work public transit? Did she have the money for public transit? You got to have money to get on there. And that's the thing. If she didn't have her phone or things, and I don't know if she had phone, okay, how is she getting on? You don't think she was overprotective? Okay, thank you. Thank you for adding that, responding to that. And now we don't know. Again, if she herself did choose to leave and someone else could have met her somewhere and given her the cash or something to go somewhere. Otherwise, you are talking public transportation. You're talking about, I hope not hitchhiking, but hitchhiking. There's a lot of concerns in those cases. If you're getting yourself into San Fran, I love San Fran. It's one of the places I visit once a year, usually with my friend. And I love it, but it's also extremely dangerous area once you get into the downtown area. Yeah, when you're outside and all that, it's a little different. I have not heard, Addie, I don't know if you have any information about ex-boyfriend. I have seen that she doesn't have a boyfriend right now. I don't know if she has an ex-boyfriend or anything like that. It doesn't, yeah, from what I was reading, it doesn't necessarily look like an overprotective type thing. I haven't heard anything about social media. Okay, TikTok, anything like that. The fear a lot of us do have, okay, us old folks, okay, out here, 53-year-old, of is someone talking to someone else and the chance that they could be lured away. And yeah, Crystal, and that's part of it there too. Could she literally, you don't know, Addie doesn't know if she does have a ex-boyfriend or not. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, there is the thing of, could she have taken the kitten out? Okay, she's training it to walk too on the leash. That you do outside as well as inside. So could she have just been taking it outside in hopes of practicing walking? And then she got outside and someone lured her towards a car or something like that. There's a lot of potentials. What does worry me is that there's no video footage in that area. And we're not just talking house video footage. Okay, there's other video footages out there. There is, for example, traffic video footage. Okay, you know those wonderful little traffic lights that catch us whenever we run a red light. They're out there. And I'm not hearing about anything being caught on that. We're not being told of any last known locations per se, other than the house. And which is kind of worrisome on its own there. In the bushes, how you doing, my dear? Welcome. Hey, like I said, you know Hawaiian time. You're not late. You're on Hawaiian time. That's all it is. And yeah, that's the one thing that really gets me is that bit. I can honestly, the don't answer the door. Guys, I'm 53 and my mom literally, okay, will hear the dogs bark and I'll get up to go check the door and my mom will be like, don't go check. Let's go check Ring because we got Ring set up. And I'm like, oh my God, give me a break and all that. So I get that. I'm 53 and my mom's overprotective that way. But phone, like I said, I could see a 7-year-old telling a 7-year-old or 6-year-old or even maybe a 10-year-old and stuff like that. You know, hon, don't, okay, while I'm taking a shower or whatever, don't answer the phone. But to tell someone the don't answer a phone, there's usually something that triggers that. Okay, there's a fear. Why should she not answer the phone? The reason why you don't answer the door is someone can grab you and run. But why not answer the phone? What is that fear that's keeping, okay, her mom from wanting her to answer the phone? That's the question I can't quite figure out. Unless her mom, just like I said, she's in an interview, her mind's all over the place with the fear of her daughter being missing. And they ask her stuff and she just says that. Very, very possible. We don't know. We don't know. Okay, yes, what we do is we make these videos and stuff like this. That way we can share the story in hopes that someone is going to see the story, see her picture on the thumbnail. That's why there's so many versions of of her on that thumbnail, and be able to say, hey, whoa, I saw that girl. What do you mean missing, disappeared, and do something about this. Okay, Crystal is saying, Addie, we do this. We are always looking for things. So yeah, no, please, never think. I try to walk that line here so that we know that line. It's hard. It really is. You got talking to mom and lost. Hey, I had my mom walk in I told her like 4 times lately, don't interrupt me during a live. Please don't interrupt me. She interrupts me every single week. Yes, I know that one. Yeah. And I love her though. I love her. Honestly, I love every moment with my mom. Every moment. So no, so the phone rang once and she left that. No, phone did not ring from my understanding at all. What happened from what we're getting from the article is that she had gone out with grandma to the quilt fair, came home. I'm not sure what time she got home from the quilt festival fair, whatever. However, when she got home, her mom heard her come home. And her mom yelled to her mom that she was going to watch TV with the kitten. And her mom told her, okay, just don't answer the door, don't answer the phone. And then nothing until all of a sudden around 1:15, 1:20, she heard the door open, then close while she was still in the bathroom, I take it. And so she left the bathroom at that time and went looked around and could not find Daisy anywhere, which is hard. Okay. That's really, I mean, that's a very scary moment. She walks out there and she doesn't see her. And especially, like I said, if there's something going on with phones and stuff like that, a fear that led her to say that, that would get scary at that moment. Now, what about the note though? When did they find the note? We know mom called the police right away at that point. She called them right away. So if she did that, when did they find the note? Because a lot of parents of teenagers, when your teenager goes missing or something, a lot of times you're going to call your teenagers, friends right away first. That's usually the first thing you're going to do. You're going to look around the house, scream around the house a couple times. Part of what you're going to do is make the phone call to the friends and say, have you seen so-and-so? Have you seen so-and-so lately? And she made that phone call really quickly, which was great because it allowed them to work on finding her quickly. But did they find the letter before the phone call or after the police came to the house? That is the thing. That note is something interesting there too. My mom was overprotective. I'll be honest. Cristola, my mom was and still is freaking overprotective. It doesn't matter how old I get. She is always going to be overprotective. And also, it's going to be funny right now. Now I'm overprotective. She's heading to go meet up with some of her friends from back when she was in her 20s. They're going to be on the mainland for the next 10 days or something like that, 10 or 11 days. And I get the house to myself. Yes. And it's going to be a fun week. So, let's see. Oh, is the static only when I move my head fast? Weird. Wonder what is making the, I'm going to have to figure out. Maybe it's the microphone. Oh, I wonder if my microphone's getting ready to, not microphone, but my earbuds, if something weird is going on with them. So that could be. So I'm hoping we'll hear more. Look, I can tell you, it looks like the family is doing everything they can to keep the searches going on out there. Oh, hell yeah, BC. The roles have totally overswitched. My mom, my brother and I right now are like, Mom, okay, now remember, yes, you have someone who's going to meet you with a wheelchair, but you're going to, as soon as you get on the plane, ask the stewardess to make sure that you can find out, that the wheelchair will be there for, she has a connecting flight. So it's like, okay, make sure you got that coordinated and then, and make sure you do this and make sure you do that. Oh my God, it's crazy. And we are so overprotective. My brother, especially. Because I work with long-term care, elderly to begin with, I kind of know, you can't take over for your parent. Your parent needs to be independent as long as possible. Yes, you want to do all this stuff for them, especially when they're wonderful parents. My mom and dad were the most amazing parents possible. I want to do everything in the world for them, but I also know the moment I do everything for them is the moment they lose the ability to do all that. So like right now, my brother's like, no, I don't want her going to the mainland right now. And I'm like, we have to let her do that. But oh, hell yeah. The roles have switched completely. And also, in fact, I think I'm probably going to get yelled at when I go in there when she says, well, why didn't you answer the question when we were talking? I came into the room. Yeah. And I love my mom. We fight like cats and dogs, but we love every moment together. And also, but with this, I think the family, from what I'm seeing, is going to be continuing the searches. So if we have anyone in the Lodi area, please keep an ear out for those searches. If I hear of any searches, I will let you know on the community tab for sure. Anything I hear of, I will try to share out immediately. Community tab, if it's something I can share on Facebook, I'll share it out, on Facebook also. However, right now, that's the key. That's the key, is getting the posters out, getting her story out there so the right person sees it. I think over time, family, especially if they're, because what also does happen in these cases when part of the family are not there, not local, it gets expensive and they have to go home. They have to go back to work at some point. You can't just leave work. Okay. At some point, you've got to go back. And that's when they need the help of people locally to keep everything moving forward because it's a lot of work. Misha's family has had to put together a lot of fundraisers, for example. They're selling the t-shirts, they're doing plate lunches, they're doing all these things because it's important for, okay, keeping her face out there. It costs money to make posters, for example. It costs a hell of a lot of money to make posters. And I'll tell Mama Loco kids want a tablet. I was trying to tell that to her too. Actually, what I need is a new desktop, not a laptop, but a desktop. And then retire this laptop for World of Warcraft, which, by the way, if any of you guys are on World of Warcraft, let me know what your gamer tag is for BattleNet, what your BattleNet tag is, so that we can talk on whenever I'm sitting there playing. In fact, I got to run a couple delves tonight. I got to do that, or I'm not going to get my free goodies come tomorrow morning. So, and so we'll see. Was mom expecting? Yeah, and that's the thing. Was mom expecting someone bad to come by or to call? Has she been getting phone calls maybe that have been harassing? There's a lot of questions there. A lot of questions there. Yes, I will make sure you get it's not going to be my poster. I haven't had time to make one today, and I think right now it's just more important to get anything out. So I will make sure to actually, as soon as I log off of this, I do it right now, but my laptop is so glitchy that I could very easily freeze my whole screen up. So I don't want to do that. But I will share whatever I have immediately. Okay, out. Okay, I'll do that for sure. Is there a group? No. I have looked for a group, either local, run by the family, or someone outside of the family. And there is nothing. You know how I feel with that? The groups are the greatest way to get information, but they're also the biggest way to cause extra stress for the family. And groups sometimes can cause huge amount of stress for families. So it's helpful if they have people they trust who can put something together. I don't think any of the other true crime groups have put one together for her yet. There's not a lot of information out there to put in it also. That may change though. This is definitely over the weekend with the search. It seems like it's popped up a little bit more focus. And also, as time goes on, the search expands. Initially, the search starts locally, around the house, around the neighborhood. Then it moves to around the city. Then it moves out a little further and a little further. Now you've got San Francisco and you've got Arizona. You got all these other locations. And as it expands over time, that's when you start getting groups like, and what helps the family probably the most in these cases. Okay, getting Nancy Grace, getting News Nation. Okay, News Nation does such an amazing job at helping to get the word out about missing. Not all the drama and stuff like that, the news, what matters. Okay, but for them to pick it up, I often find it requires all of us to start sharing, because then they see it and they're like, oh, I've got something we need to do a story on. So all of us get connected at some point. Christola, you're always amazing. Thank you so much, my dear. And also with that, I do want to thank all of you guys who joined us tonight with this one. I will be keeping an eye on this for sure. Friday, I will be here Friday. Yes, I will be here Friday for our true crime update. Hopefully, we'll have some updates for you. Maybe by then we will have News Nation, okay, or Nancy Grace or someone picking it up. Maybe we'll have one of the larger channels pick this up, okay, and share out her poster so that the bigger regular mainstream media picks it up. You got it, BC. And if that happens, you'll hear about it on Friday. You'll hear about any updates on searches Friday, any fundraisers, anything on those levels. Because yes, even with the fundraisers, guys, it's like when Misha did the plate lunch. Someone from Kentucky isn't going to be buying a plate lunch from Hawaii. But a lot of people were like, you know what? I can't buy the plate lunch, but let me sponsor a plate lunch. And because that way we can help. We can help out with these cases that way. So thank y'all so much. Cassie, you want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye? My little twerp. My little twerp. Say bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay. Yes. So hopefully between the two, we've got the Kitten who's out there and Daisy. Okay, we need to find either one of them will be able to help us out with, okay, hints and clues about where the other is if they're not together to begin with. Thank you so much, Addie, for popping in. And just know we're thinking and praying for all you guys for sure. And sweet dreams, everyone. I hope you all have a great night. Sorry, it takes forever for all these messages to pop up now. But